Hello and welcome to Richard's Racing. My name's Martin, and yeah, we've been working with Dream Car Giveaways ever since their infancy, really. Fixing, repairing, modifying and making all those awesome cars ready for you guys to win. Yeah, so today I'm going to basically show you around some of the cars that we've got in at the moment and some of the processes that we do to get these cars ready before they go on the page, really. Yeah, so one of the cars that we've got here at the moment is an Evo 9. I think this has actually been won previously and the winner took the cash alternative. So yeah, we're in the process now of just changing this up a bit. We're changing the wheels, we're giving it a good recheck over, and yeah, this will be on the page soon, basically. One thing with fitting these NTO-free wheels is they're an actual pain to fit with a lot of cars because of the brake caliper clearance to the spokes. So we've had to space the wheel out to clear the caliper, and that brings in another problem of clearance to the wheel arch. So we've done quite a lot of work to this wheel arch here to give enough clearance for the pretty large tyre that's on it. It's not just bolting on a nice sexy set of wheels. There's a whole host of problems that go with it, especially if you want to run, you know, a 9.5 wheel, which this is. We try and overcome those problems, and we want to try and make them drive as nicely and perform as best as they can do for you guys to win. Moving on, we've got a long-standing project here, which is an Escort Cosworth. Interesting story. This one's been here actually for a while and is quite a long-standing project. The guys bought it, I think 2020. Subsequently, they were driving it back. The car overheated and they broke down on the side of the road. The car got recovered here. We checked it out. Found out the head gasket was gone from it overheating, removed the head, and subsequently found the engine was pretty worn inside, pistons were worn, bores was a little bit scored. So we pulled the engine, sent that off to a YB Cosworth specialist who's done a full rebuild on that engine with forged pistons. Yeah, now we're just currently carrying out a small underbody restoration. So we're taking off all the undersealer from underneath, cleaning everything, and then we're going to re-underseal it with Raptor underneath. Taking off the rear suspension, we're going to get all the arms powder coated, clean up all the bits, and basically just make everything look really nice and clean again underneath. Yeah, whoever wins this is going to have a really nicely sorted, rejuvenated Escort Cosworth. So now we're just going to go outside. We've had a couple of, well, we've got one car just turned up and a couple of other cars that have been here for a little bit, and just going to show you those. Yeah, the guys have just dropped off this lovely EG Civic. It's kind of a really rare colour in the green, obviously modified a little bit as well. So yeah, we're going to basically, they've just bought this car, so we're going to get into it, get it on the ramp, give it a full health check over, you know, ascertain all the spec list that the car was sold with is what it is, check it all over for roadworthiness, see if it needs any work, any paint work, anything untoward that we'd like to fix before it goes on the page, and basically make sure it's good enough for you guys to win. Also out here we've got a couple of other cars from Dream Cars. We've got this Subaru STI here. We've ended up putting the wheels, suspension on this, new coilovers, side steps, things like that. Again, a full check over and service. This will be on the page real soon. Then we've got another bit of a project. We've got a C6 Corvette, basically all the Z06 body kit on it. This has literally just come back from paint. Again, this we're just getting through to the mechanical side of it now. It's got a couple of little extra gremlins. It's an American car, we can't just get bits next day. Sometimes things we have to wait a while for. And it's all part and parcel of making sure these cars are good to go. Right, so let's get this Civic in on the ramp and let's check it out. Already, just quickly, I can notice we've got a couple of little touch-ups here, a little dent there. I already know this needs some paint. I've actually just been sent the spec list from the guys here. Apparently, this is a Civic EGSI 20th anniversary edition. And this is a special green color. One of 300 made in this green, apparently. What is interestingly enough is that this has had basically everything from a DC2 Integra. So all the running gear, engine gearbox, I think brakes, hubs, all of that good stuff from a DC2. So this is basically effectively a DC2 in a Civic shell, which is actually really cool. So I'm just going to get this car up on the ramp and go through all the stages of checking this car out, really. I'm always just trying to look down the car, see if there's any Interesting bits of filler in the bodywork. The spec list says this is basically an untouched car, never had any welding, never had any crash damage, any bodywork, and looking down here it looks really nice and straight. You can obviously see small car park dinks and things like that. Big thing to note on these Civics, they go rusty very easily. But yeah, even just looking at these wheel arches, they look really nice, original, no filler in them, no rust. Slight bit of tyre rubbing, obviously, from bigger wheels and tyres. We'll probably have to address that very slightly. Bumper needs painting, got a little bit of a bump there, which kind of just says this is a very original car. It's obviously been looked after. It's a real interesting, rare colour. 20th anniversary there, look. This again, this arch looks completely original, nice. A little bit more damage there. Tiny bit of surface rust, but it's not really pickled, so that's quite easily fixed. Mud flap has seen better days, but that's because it's low. We'll probably just pull those off. I think it will look way better without them on anyway. This inner arch liner here has obviously been rubbing on the tyre, so we're going to do something about that. But it's an old car, you know, it's an old car. These are classics now, really. And I'd much rather, and I think the guys would much rather see a car like this than something that's been painted over and had a load of filler on. And 6 months down the line, whoever wins it is going to see all that filler sinking and go, oh, this car's a bit sketchy. But this looks like a completely original car. It's really good base project to start with. Really. As soon as you start looking at everything, you're like, I think this is going to have a respray, because, especially with these colours, if you spray that one panel and don't spray this one or blend it in, you'll see a slight colour difference and it would just start looking like a patchwork quilt. So by the time you've done that panel, that panel, that panel, this panel, this, that, suddenly you may as well do the whole car. So I think this will end up being practically a full respray. Maybe not the roof, but there is a couple of little chips, so I think there will be. I think it will be a full respray. But I've got the spec list of the mods, and that's what I'm just going to try and clarify now. First of all, wheels, definitely. I've already spied them, but they've got look like team type flex coilovers. Wheelwood brake calipers. So yeah, these are aftermarket. A medallion exhaust. It's nice. Yeah, we've got all that damage we noted earlier. So like, yeah, this, you're just going to spray the whole car. I'm sure of it. Then I'm just going to check for playing the suspension. We've not got no wheel bearing noise. No buckled wheels, have a look at that. No cracks in the rims. Tyre tread looks good. No nails in the tyres. These wheels have been copied to death. Lots of people copy them, but just looking at the genuine stickers on the wheels, I can clarify they are genuine. You see under it, it's got adjustable arms, adjustable camber arms, uprated bushes, adjustable tow control arm and stuff. There's quite a bit of oil residue here, so I expect it's got a bit of an oil leak from somewhere. It just seems to be oil misting everywhere, here, on the drive shaft. Oh yeah, the sump's wet. There's always something, isn't there? Suspension looks good. Check we've got no playing ball joints. Kind of clarified we've got teen coilovers on there, adjustable arms. Tyres seem nice, got plenty of tread. No uneven wear on them, which is good. Wheels genuine, no bearings, no play in the bearings, no rumbling from the bearings. Onto the underside. We'll start at the front. First things first, we've got, looks like a bit of a nice oil leak. Bolt missing there from the sump. I think potentially maybe not enough sealer, maybe the main crank oil seal's leaking, but I kind of suspect it's more the sump because we know there's a bolt missing. Or a bolt snapped by the looks of things there. Basically, it does look like it's got quite new parts on it, all these shiny new bits. So yeah, I can just kind of confirm that the spec of the car is pretty much exactly how it was listed on the spec list of the car. More importantly, let's get onto the good bits, yeah? This is a Civic. Civics are renowned for being rusty. And this looks mint, look at it, really nice. There's not really any horrible bits of rust. Definitely no holes. It all looks like it's been undersealed nicely, so it's well protected. They're really common for going around here. The sill plates underneath here, look at that, it looks really nice. So we've got a very nice base car here. I've seen a few other e.g. Civics, and they're maybe not as good as this one. So like, even though this needs a bit of paint, we've got clearly some mechanical issues of water and oil leaks. Not too shabby. Right, let's have a look at the engine. B18, so yeah, that is practically, well, it's DC2 engine. HKS filter, nice carbon intake. Yeah, apparently this thing is 218 to 220 horsepower, which is, I don't know what they are, stock maybe 190, something like that. So it's had a few little breathing mods, exhaust system, everything. Apparently this engine was built and balanced. So that just frees up a few extra horsepower. It's all looking good. So now what I'm going to do is probably check all the fluids, have a look at the oil condition. It's about half full of oil, so that kind of coincides with it leaking a little bit. But the oil looks nice and clean, which is good. I'm going to pull the spark plugs out, and we're just going to do a compression test, because like I said, it's always good just to know, especially with older engines like this, modified stuff, just that the engine's nice and healthy, and that's the first indication that if the compression was down at all, we know we've got a dud. It doesn't sound like it because it runs really smooth and nice, but it's always good to check. We kind of know the condition of it is before it goes off to the winner. Good. I'd say that's a 185, 186. I'll have to check what one of these is. I was thinking it'd be slightly higher, to be honest. I thought it'd be up in the 200s, but we'll see how all the others go. The main thing really is that they're even and we haven't got one that's way different to the other. Yeah. Because it could be that the fact that it's warm, it could be the fact that it's cold. And stop. So we're at 200 on that one. 200 as well. 200, bang on the money. Go. About 195 that was. So it's like 5 PSI, it's literally nothing. I can't be sure that 200 is the figure that it should be. So I'll check with Google what a stock B18C engine should be compression-wise. But the main thing is they're pretty even. One was very slightly lower, but it came back up on the second pass of testing it. I would say anywhere between 5 and 10 PSI difference in a compression reading per cylinder is absolutely fine. You know, another good indication is all the plugs are burning evenly. Like if we had a compression issue or a running issue, one plug would tell us the story, kind of thing. We are basically nearing kind of completion of our checkover. What we like to do as well is just kind of check all the lights, washers and wipers work, all the interior bits, seat belts, all the telltales, inside, make sure the gauges work, make sure the seats are secure because they're obviously not the original seats or they've been modified. So it's just kind of just making sure the interior is all safe, no bits are missing, stupid things like the interior lights working, electric windows work. So those are kind of the last few boring checks that we'll do. And then I'll write everything down, give the guys a shout, give them my lowdown on the car and make a plan for the paintwork basically, because I really foresee that's really the only thing we need to do to it is the paintwork, sort out the rubbing, definitely the oil leak. That's about it really. So yeah, all in all, it's quite a good, really nice car. Obviously apart from the paintwork bits and a bit of an oil leak, but generally for a J-Reg Civic, I think it's in good condition. Engine seems healthy. I will have to do a road test as well, just to make sure we've got no crunchy gearboxes, the clutch feels good, things like that. My kind of view on the driving, if it does rub, if it's a lot, how the handling is, if I might feel the alignments out and we might need to do an alignment or something like that. So yeah, that's basically my job. I'll probably be able to just catch a few little snippets of us repairing it and things like that. And then you'll see this on the page in perfect condition.